The 2025 Volvo S60. We have some subtle new updates to talk about, but keep in mind, this is the final model year for this sedan, so it's your last chance. But regardless, let's get into these updates, and thanks to Car and Driver, they have compiled all of the latest 2025 changes for us, so let's go through it. So compared to last year, they have renamed the top of the line Ultimate trim level to the Ultra trim level. That's the new name for that. And they have dropped the Recharge name for their plug-in hybrids, and they are now simply referring to their plug-in hybrids as a plug-in hybrid. That's what it's going to be called. So it's called the T8 all-wheel drive plug-in hybrid. And the base core trim levels, they get the power folding headrests, and you can also get a black edition package with the Ultra trim level if you want, which will give you black exterior accents and black wheels, along with two exterior paint choices, the Onyx Black or the Crystal White paint. And those are pretty much all of your updates for the 2025 Volvo S60. We also have the official pricing here. So with the standard engine models, the B5 powertrain, we have the core trim level, the Plus in the middle, and the Ultra at the top. Same thing with the T8 plug-in hybrid. So the regular B5 powertrain core model, it's going to start at $43,795. The core trim level of the T8 plug-in hybrid, it's nearly $10,000 more at $53,295. Personally, I recommend going with the Plus trim level because, yeah, it gets you some extra features as well, of course, but you have to go with at least the Plus trim level if you want to option in the Harman Kardon audio system. It's an $800 option, and it's definitely worth it. It's not just a name slapped onto, a speaker grill. It's genuinely a really well-tuned audio system and worth getting with these Volvos, and that's not possible when you stick with the base core models. Now keep in mind, when you go with the B5 powertrain regular S60s, all-wheel drive is not standard. You have to pay an additional $2,300 for the all-wheel drive. And when you go with the all-wheel drive, your fuel economy does go down a little bit to like 28 mpgs combined. Otherwise, the front-wheel drive models, they get like 30 mpg combined. And that B5 powertrain, it produces 247 horsepower, and it will do 0 to 60 in 6.2 seconds. That's the best time possible for that B5. Now, the T8 plug-in hybrid version, that's going to come with 455 horsepower and 523 pounds-feet of torque. It'll do 0 to 60 in 4.3 seconds. It comes with all-wheel drive as standard, and it can do 41 miles of pure EV range, which is really good. And regarding the fuel economy, it can get 31 mpgs combined. And the T8 plug-in hybrid models, they weigh 4,452 pounds. If you got a Plus trim level B5 all-wheel drive model, that's going to weigh 3,949 pounds. Nice little cars, but as always, the only thing you have to keep in mind with these Volvos is you have to be able to put up with that infotainment screen, as there is no physical buttons and switches for the HVAC. But being that it's a Volvo, it is a rather safe automobile, and these vehicles, they do come with the blind spot monitoring and the rear cross traffic alert as standard, which is really great. But should you buy one of these vehicles, well, you should try leasing them, that's for sure. After all, it is a luxury vehicle. It's not only going to tank in value, but obviously you don't want to be stuck with these types of products outside of the warranty period. And in the description box below, I do have a free leasing calculator provided to you by AutoCompanion. This is a very powerful tool because it shows you the interest rate of a lease, the residual values, and the incentives that you can get in your local zip code. And incentives, they stack on top of the dealer discount that you are able to negotiate. And AutoCompanion, he's not just responsible for this calculator, he's also one of the largest car brokers in the United States. And he does offer Volvo vehicles, but he's currently not advertising any S60 deals. He used to offer like 10% off the MSRP of the 2024 S60s. I don't know if he sold out of those or what, but he's not advertising them anymore. So if you're reaching out to these car dealerships, I would try to get at least 10% off. That's something I would start out with. Again, that 10% off that you're negotiating, that comes from the dealership. Incentives, they come from the manufacturer or other organizations, and that's going to stack on top of the 10% off that you're able to negotiate if possible. And I built a all-wheel drive plus B5 powertrain S60 2025 model year. It came out to be about $50,500, and I ran numbers on this particular model on AutoCompanion's calculator. Assuming you have perfect credit and you put no money down on a 3-year lease, payments are going to be about $632 a month. Payment is not that great, but I do like the fact that the interest rate is super low. It's less than 1%. That is pretty nice, but there are no real incentives for the B5 powertrain S60, and that's not great unless you're, a part of the lawyer association or certain dental or doctor associations, the realtor association. If you're a part of certain organizations like that, then there are some random incentives that you can qualify for. Same thing if you can get Volvo loyalty, there's a incentive for that, so that can help bring down the price. But if you run some numbers on an S60 T8 all-wheel drive plus model, which stickers for about $57,700, with the same 10% off 3-year no money down lease, it leases for about $648 a month. So despite this being a more expensive vehicle, the payment is about the same. Why is that? Well, that's because there's a $7,500 lease cash that you can get on the T8 models, which you cannot get with the B5 S60. And even the interest rate, it is significantly higher with the T8 models. It's 5.42%, but even despite all of that, the lease payment is pretty much the same between the B5 and the T8. So if all you care about is the payment, then obviously the T8 is the way to go, as it is a significantly quicker and more powerful vehicle. And the B5, it's only good if you were going to, buy the vehicle out at the end of the lease, which once again, it doesn't really make much sense to do that because you're just buying a used Volvo with less warranty coverage. So these are really only good for leasing and dumping, and for that purpose, I would rather just get the T8 and call it a day. Regardless, I just wanted to share AutoCompanion's calculator as a tool that you can use to negotiate and to run numbers with. And if you want to actually work with AutoCompanion to purchase the SUVs that he is advertising, he is located in the Washington, D.C. area, and he is able to ship nationwide, but shipping is something you have to pay extra for. So if you're able to pick up at D.C., then obviously you can save on the shipping costs. But he does charge a broker fee to access his deals. If you sign up with my affiliate link in the description box, he will take some money off of his broker fee. So that is nice. And I do think that his fee is worth it because he genuinely has some of the best Volvo pricing regarding their SUVs in the entire country. I mean, you can pretty much lease like an XC90 for about $500 a month, and that's really impressive. And keep in mind though, interest rates, incentives, lease programs, all of these things, they can change every month, but AutoCompanion's calculator, that free resource I shared, that will update every month. And regarding the vehicles that AutoCompanion offers, he also has BMW, Audi, Mercedes, Porsche, Lexus, etc. So if you want to buy any of those vehicles from him, he's got amazing discounts on that as well. Regardless, if you found value with this content, make sure to like and subscribe. Thank you again for watching. Take care and goodbye.